like to be one, and like content and all that stuff. Again, this stream is Fuck, I fucked up.
You're
It's
good.
all right.
Restart.
It's a podcast. That's the
No, no, no,
that's the
no,
greatest
no.
part about it.
No,
You
no,
can
I'm
just
gonna restart
continue
that.
with fuck ups.
Hey guys, welcome to the Throne Podcast. My name is T. I'm here with these guys. And welcome. We're gonna be here with talking about what it's like being an organization, esports organization or owner. Keep that in. A content creator and much more. This stream is sponsored by Cosmic Dust and Peripheral, your path to PC gaming. You guys can use code Notorious for 5% off. We'll be talking more about them later today. But yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna give you the floor.
Okay, so obviously we're here with Goldie, T, and Mr. Deviance Austin. So we are this is your first year in Call of Duty?
It is first 3 months.
Yeah, so we're all new. Everyone's new to this. Obviously, us, Deviance, Awoba Bobs, and Aphelion, and I guess at the beginning of the season was Elevate, and then you had Orglis and Cody Gakpo, and all of them. It's been the same guys, really, running EU. And obviously shout out to the other teams as well. But what has it been like for you in the 3 months that you've been in with Call of Duty Challengers and LANs and Onlines and a European team being from North America?
That's a very simple answer, and the answer is stressful. Right? So obviously you go in there and you want your team to perform the best way possible.
Yeah.
And even more so than the CDL, I feel like Challengers, it's so all over the place, right? Like,
Yeah.
You know, your team's phenomenal. They went into Toronto, got top 16. You know, our team was supposed to perform a lot better than they have. And, you know, we got 0-2'd and kicked out of this tournament pretty quickly. So it's stressful, but it's fun, and we're trying to enjoy the ride.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the stressful's an understatement. Like, truthfully. Obviously, like, you have, like, people don't realize, like, how much it goes into it. And, like, for you, like, not a lot of organization owners, especially, like, European organizations, show up. And since you guys have been in, like, you were in Texas, you had it was kind of a pickup team, right?
Yeah, it was a pickup team. So it was Super, Rancor, Vickle, and Parasite.
Yeah.
So
which is, I mean
it's a
that's
good team.
A phenomenal team.
Yeah, and
Very
they
good
placed top 12, you know, as a pickup team. That couldn't ask for much more than that. So obviously a really good group of guys.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's how we kicked off.
You know what's funny is our first LAN, we had our team and Parasite.
Oh, really?
In Raleigh.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah. So we picked our team up, like, similar ways that you guys did, like, right? Like, just saw it. Was it Twitter, like, looking for an org, and you're like, hey, I'm going to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. So Chris tweeted out, it was probably about a week before the event. And he's like, need an organization to fund 2 people from Spanish. Obviously, that was Super and Rancor.
Yeah.
So we started, you know, talking with him. We weren't really going to enter Challengers just yet, but, you know, Parasite, obviously a well-known competitor in the community. It
We love
seemed
Haggy.
like we wanted to. You love Haggy.
We love Haggy.
Yeah,
we do.
So, yeah, it was a no-brainer, and we had fun, and we ended up meeting Juan at Texas as well, and that's kind of how that happened.
Juan.
John,
yeah. And then obviously our players are boys. Like, you know, especially when they were looking for an org, like, we retweeted and we're like, hey, like, any guys looking to get into Challengers, like pick them up because they are insanely good. And did I say something? You guys are laughing.
No. It's not. Yeah.
Someone said, Corey.
No, it's Gary. No, it's Ant. He's on the balcony.
Oh.
Is he on the phone?
He has his AirPods and he's just singing. He's like reading lyrics and he's just. You think that's me singing?
Can one of y'all please record that just for me?
It's not me. I was thinking that.
No.
I thought it was you, the singer.
I'd love to sing, but I know when, like, not to.
Can y'all lightly, like, let him know? The beginning.
We didn't even know.
dude. Ant's one of a kind.
Mr.
He really is.
Rotation Ant is currently singing on the thing.
Shout
I thought
out-
I said something because they started laughing.
Shout
I
out
was
to the
like,
goat
Yeah,
Ant.
because you guys are like focused, like blocked in. You guys are talking about what you're talking about, and we just hear Ant on the back. Whoa!
Vegas
shout
hears
out,
them too.
shout out Rotation Ant.
The whole strip here is on down there.
But yeah, so we both started similar. The Haggy, top
Right.
12.
We're both from Midwest as well.
Yeah,
so.
legitimately.
Yeah.
And then we obviously, you guys, and we met like officially in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good to like see organizations trying to not just like send a team in hopes to.
Hey, he's killing it though. You gotta
is
give it
killing
to
it,
him.
Yeah, he's like he low key.
No, just
No, I mean the mics can't pick him
Oh,
up.
they
It's
can't?
just we might
Oh.
just occasionally start vibing.
Yeah.
But it's good to see organization owners not, because there's definitely a lot, like I'm not sure who or what, but like people always think like, oh, I'm gonna get an org and we're gonna hopefully win this because it's a good team and we're gonna win money or this, like it's a gambling. And in reality, the most important thing, and that's why we normally roll with a squad, is because like you're there to network, you're there to meet people,
Right.
you're here to do this, like,
Right.
and that's what is going to grow challengers. That's what's going to grow Call of Duty. That's what's going to grow organizations. And it also helps to have teams that are good and perform online and on land, like both teams have. Obviously, it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Even teams that are meant to win sometimes don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've seen that on elites, cups, and everything. Everyone at the end of the day, who wins anything or places high is some of the best in the world.
Right.
But sometimes maybe people who are performing well recently and stuff that you expect to win, sometimes they can just have bad days.
Right.
Or a team that maybe has been in a little bit of a slump, fixes and starts frying. So it's it's Modern Warfare 2. It's been a volatile year. And so what has been either way, no matter what placings are, first year you're at Call of Duty champs.
Yeah, you got a good point, and that was the goal, and that's kind of why we picked up, Journey and Co. is because obviously we were well aware based on pro points that they were more than likely going to auto qualify. So we wanted a team of caliber, and meeting Juan over in Texas, we know he was a good guy. He's funny, he's personable. It's someone we wanted to work with, and then you got other personalities on the team like Gizmo and Vortex. And Lucky, of course, he's a little bit more, doesn't show too much emotion. He's more about business, but, it's a good balance for sure.
It's kind of honestly how it is with us. Like we have,
I think our teams like complement each other almost.
Yeah,
like,
we
we're similar in the same way.
That's why they're good friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Juan is like, Juan I would say is like Eric.
Yeah.
Juan is loud. He just
Loud, messes around.
Yeah.
Jack. I don't know Joey well, but Jack probably I would say lines up with Joey the most. And then you have the young 18-year-old phenoms, Steve Vortex and Wayman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those two are.
They've been
bears.
competing since they were 13, right?
yeah.
They're 18 now.
Steve's kind of the dad of the crew.
Yeah, and then so is
So-
Joe.
Yep, so
Yeah.
is Jill.
I literally said he looks like a dad.
And then Medals is like
Yeah.
Lucky. He has his
Business
laughs and his
Yeah.
personality,
Right.
but he is
Business.
locked,
Mm-hmm.
ready to go.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
They're literally the identical team. And obviously,
And
Do
that I
Spanish
feel like every time we've played you guys online, I don't think we played you on LAN. Have we? I don't think we have.
I don't
think we have,
honestly. I don't think ever. I don't think I've ever played. Oh yeah, we did. We played Elevate at Raleigh, which was Joey.
It was Steve. It was Denza.
Yeah, Denzel.
and then
was on
Harry?
that too, yeah.
I think it was Henry.
Henry.
Henry
or
played with them
Harry?
in Boston.
I thought Elevate was always Vortex,
Joey,
Joey,
Juan,
No.
Steve,
Steve,
And Denza.
Denza. That's what it was.
It's mixed around.
Yeah.
Because I remember
'Cause-
Denza because that's who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Lucky's been on Elevate as well. So
Oh, yeah, he has.
Juan has been on Elevate.
Was that after Raleigh?
That was in Boston. Yep.
So, yeah, they're a group of guys that have all played together before, and obviously a really good squad on paper. And things don't always work out how they should have, but couldn't have asked for a better team and a group of guys to start a journey with, for sure.
Absolutely. It's
no pun intended. That's my dad joke.
Ant has been like every time I'll be like, Ant, like in his podcast, let's talk about your journey. He's like, journey was he's on Deviance. And like, no, your journey.
Yeah.
Like, Juan? No. But yeah, I think even having a European squad and a North American org works super well because it's so fun to laugh at, like, especially, I mean, the Spanish are hilarious, but like to like see the differences in like
the cultures
and everything, but somehow like it's just like you're constantly laughing.
Yep.
And it's, you know, obviously it's amazing, and then especially after you picking up Dilly, because like Dylan obviously was the first person we met in Raleigh besides Ant. Well, it was like the first org we talked about, so seeing him go to an org and get to, you know, be on a team with great success is good for us to see.
Yeah, he's a great guy, very knowledgeable, and obviously he's working with Fort Worth for quite some time. So, but just going back to like entering challengers, the biggest thing is like finding information. You know, it's just very difficult to figure out what we need to do, how everything's scheduled, things along those lines. Like even when you know, you still don't know, I feel like, right? So the information wasn't there. Dylan he's been through kind of the waters of it. He's a good guy, so it was a no-brainer to bring him on board. So
so shout out at Detroit Dilly or Deviance Dilly.
I think it's Deviance Dylan now.
Deviance Dylan, that's what it is. Yeah, we were like, we're gonna fake beef if the camera goes on us. We're just gonna fight.
It was against Corbin, and who was fighting Dilly?
I don't know, probably all of us.
That's funny.
But yeah, so. And then I was going to kind of hand it over to McLean and T to talk a little bit about the content side. Do you have any creators right now?
So we just picked up our first.
Okay.
His name's S2, Shane. He's on the North American side. He competes in challengers. I think he was with, you know, Zuma's Team Stallions Red in Toronto. But he's a rank grinder, kind of like Parasite. He plays with Chris every now and then, and he was actually from the Detroit area initially, and that's kind of how we're trying to focus on who we bring on content creator wise.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Are you talking about whoa? Are you talking about Taco?
Taco.
I was really like, I know who that is. Oh, we love Taco.
Don't you play with him?
No.
Or maybe it's
it's the other. It's Tasia. The Tasia team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's there's 4 T's in the community.
Yeah.
TST. Yeah, no.
TST.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. There's.
We have TNT and then TST.
I'm just T.
Yeah. So, do you? I mean, I guess like,
obviously,
what questions do you have? Like, or McLean, both you.
I have one
Content.
before
B,
content.
as org owners, and then Austin. Obviously, if you have any questions, I don't. We've been just.
We're chilling, man.
Figuring stuff out together, so it's we don't really know much.
One thing I always ask people who are org owners is, what is the most important thing to y'all? Like, what is the most like important thing you guys want to gain out of what you do?
I mean, it's a difficult question because there's so many variables, but the biggest thing for me is I don't think you should be going into this unless it's for the players. So it's really important that you create a support system and you create something similar to a family and do everything you can, not only to, you know, showcase their gameplay, showcase their personalities, make them more marketable players to make the next level. You know, that's the goal with our organization, right? So once those guys get there, it's, you know, mission successful. So that's the most important thing for me, for sure.
I second that. I mean, you see, obviously today, this will be posted after the fact, but obviously today we qualified. The hair just flew on my face. We qualified for grand finals, and the most important thing, like, what you don't think about, like, when in that split moment, like, you don't literally think about, like, tomorrow or, like, you literally just look around and you find the closest person in your organization to hug. And then all of a sudden, like, you just, like, I look at T and she's bawling. And that is what I'm in it for. Like, I think numbers can grow, but
the memories you made with the people
Yeah.
that you love will never go. Like you cannot. Like that's something you.
it doesn't
It
change.
didn't change.
We all hug each other.
Yeah.
Show immediately came down to all of us.
Yeah, like having.
Hugs, enjoying it in a little mosh pit that we
Yeah.
Yeah, those moments are great, man.
Yeah.
100%.
Those are the moments I will cherish to my grave.
And
Yeah.
working together, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's the organization shouldn't be the like. Obviously, we have to have a structure,
Mhm.
and we have to have an idea. But like, if you get someone who's got averaging 5K views on Twitch, who isn't involved like with your family, like you were saying, like.
Right.
How are you going to market them as an individual, as a person, or a creator in something if you don't build that bond?
Right.
So, like, the memories really
There's
is.
a lot of things I've noticed in like amateur like orgs and stuff like that. They'll sign content creators and they're like, okay, they're like whatever, do
Yeah.
whatever you want.
I
As long
was-
as we're getting numbers and like you're all making us money, we don't care. And it's really sad to see that in like the whole like community.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That's kind of the conversation I had with S2, Shane, bringing him on is, we're looking at content creators that are, not necessarily 5K on Twitch or anything along those lines. He's averaging probably about like 30 to 40 viewers per stream. There's a lot of potential for growth, and we look at, what are you doing to grow yourself?
Yep.
And right now he was just streaming. You can't just be streaming to grow yourself. You have to create a marketing circle around yourself and participate in TikToks, participate in YouTube Shorts, and do everything you can to bring more people to your stream and bring more people to your YouTube, and vice versa. So, that's.
One advice I give is like if you don't put the work in,
Mm-hmm.
you don't expect like the best result.
You don't get
Exactly.
you don't get lucky on Twitch
Yeah.
or YouTube or
No,
content.
you have to work your ass off
You
to
do.
get where you need to be.
It's
But-
it's
It
it's not.
depends. People, yes, there's some people get lucky, but they always also have to do the things to market themselves to where they want to be.
You don't stay relevant being lucky.
Yeah.
You might, you can have a blow up of following and stuff like that, but like at the end of the day, you have to be marketing yourself like as a person. Like, for example, I wake up every morning and I see on Twitter, "Hey cuties,
Hey,
just
cuties,
wanted to
good
let you
morning.
know
How are you doing? Hope you all are having a wonderful day. Just remember
you're loved, moi."
You're loved and amazing. And then
Mwah.
mwah. Yeah, that's every.
I love
yeah,
that.
that's my tweet every day.
And or her like going live, bark or like something like isn't your thing like
okay, I have a barking command in my stream,
Yeah.
and I bark on stream. That is,
Yeah.
don't worry about that.
and so but it's like you're doing these things, right? You're not like just like flicking on your stream and
Right.
Like, what's up, fuckers? I'm playing COD.
expecting to grow like.
By like luckies, I mean like there's some people out there, like Ninja for example. He was relevant in Halo, but he didn't really blow up until Fortnite came out. Like what I mean by luckies, like people will blow up once that one game comes out that they find that
Yeah.
they're really good at.
Well,
That's what I mean by
Timing's
This isn't gonna
everything.
hear you.
Timing is
Yeah.
everything.
This isn't gonna hear you.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
you guys, that's what I mean by luckies. Like
Mhm.
that one game can come out that you're really good at.
Yeah, but it's never.
People will notice you.
Yeah, but you'll get noticed, but you legitimately have to put in the work,
Oh, yeah,
no matter
sure.
what.
That's what I was just mean like a game can come out that like, people are like, oh shit.
But
this
we're getting off topic with that stuff still.
But yeah,
Get back on track. But
Yeah.
I have my second.
I also have something to piggyback on what you said, Austin, about
Sure.
the players, of course. You said that the goal is to like create that family and support them, get them to where they need to be, right?
Right.
And 100% I agree with that. Like when I talked to Eric in Boston, this was before like I knew him at all, right? Like personal level, and he's like, yeah, I'm trying to make it to the league, and I was like, we're trying to get you there, because we want you to have the best that you can be,
100%.
And that's what I think that people watching this should strive for is like, if you're going to start, small steps into being a professional player or creating an org like we have, like get to that point where it's like you have to strive to be the best, and then the people around you, you have to kind of like bring that in where it's like that mentality is like, hey, let's get to where we need to be. Like
Right.
there's a peak to the top of the mountain, but we just got to climb it.
Mhm.
And I think that's like a good point to always bring up is try to strive to be something different. Like you said, you're trying to bring in content creators from, your area, right? And that's awesome. I think that's a great idea because it's like not a lot of people do that. It's not something that people bring up. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna bring in a bunch of people that have a bunch of viewership, right?
Right.
That's like, oh yeah, that's what's gonna get me views, right? But in reality, some people, like, you might have somebody that flies all the way out to Vegas champs. They're from Detroit homebound, got the Bad Boys shirt like you had on earlier, right?
I should have kept that on.
Yeah, I love it. And it's like, dude, they see that and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I see. Now I'm gonna check you out. I'm gonna have all my friends back from Detroit check you. Like, that's where it's like bringing that like kind of family vibe too. It's like hometown, homegrown. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and you guys have it similar in Pittsburgh. It's like Detroit, it's just sports nation, right?
Yeah.
Everyone roots for the teams, and the teams let them down, but you're still with them.
You still love them.
You know? But, initially our name was Detroit Deviance.
Yep.
And we wanted to create, a team or kind of market ourselves at, like, how cool would a franchise be in Detroit type deal. So
exactly.
We started that way, and once we picked up the EU team, it didn't really make sense branding-wise, so we kind of removed that, and we, thought, let's be inclusive to everyone and try to grow something kind of like, Deviance Gaming or Optic Gaming, something like that, but it's still based out of Detroit. We left the handle that way. People know, and nothing's more rewarding than seeing comments like, go do it for the Detroit and G-Town, baby. And
you guys defy the norm?
Defy the norm.
Yeah, that's sick.
I love it.
Oh, I love it.
I've been so back and forth about.
Oh, I know you got no. Keep that. I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
because that's big. I mean, like
me and him thought of being notorious. Like, that's dumb. Like,
I honestly don't even know.
And then I brought out bleed yellow. Yep, I can't English today.
But I like that.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Your guys' acronyms right now are NOT, right?
Yeah.
What's stopping you from doing TNT?
I think they pick acronyms.
Okay.
Like on the Codcaster, because like
Today
today we were TN. We've been NOT.
TNT,
we've been
nice.
NOTR. So I don't really think like we picked. I think like TN is like it's been around since 2018. It's like we got a TN meeting. We got a TN. Like
TNT,
I know
TNT's sick. It doesn't have anything really to do with your brand, but it sounds.
TNT.
Oh really?
Oh, actually, that is funny. I didn't even think about that. You are TNT.
I'm a creeper. Oh man.
That's why I said that.
But
TNT, and then we have.
But yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
I also had another question
Sure.
because I got asked this today and I didn't know how to respond to it. Somebody asked me. One of the fans came up and was talking about challengers and trying to get information on it, and they asked if we had two different teams because we had an EU team, and I was like, no, we only have our EU team. I know there are some challengers teams that have the difficulties of the stress of having an NA and an EU. How is that? Because I didn't know how to answer him after he said, what do you mean by stress? Right? Because I've never experienced it, and I know you guys work so hard to have both teams like that. And I mean,
I would cry if I had to book 8 flights.
We could barely do 4.
Yeah, I mean, I assume you're referencing Toronto, right? Because we had 2 teams.
Yep.
So we wouldn't have done it if we had to buy all 4 flights. It was one of those last minute things, kind of with Chris, where they needed minimal funding. Yeah. We knew the reputation as players is very high. They have solid followings. They're good people. We talked to them beforehand, and it seemed like kind of a no-brainer. And we brought back kind of the Detroit Deviance for that. Yeah. And the biggest reason we kind of did that was when we removed Detroit Deviance, I think we were still Detroit Deviance at that time. We picked up an EU team, and someone's like, EU team, Detroit Deviance doesn't really make sense. Yeah. So it's always been in the back of my head. I want an NA team as well. But going back to your question on the stress of it, man, I don't even know how to explain it because we were kind of short-staffed. Tyler, who was on our ownership team, was getting married at the time, so it was just Dylan and I. And, we kind of split stations, and, I felt like we couldn't support them how we wanted to, and they were playing at the same time every time, and
That's
oh
8
my
trips to get Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
8 different Red Bulls and 8 different waters to
And
get.
that was a walk in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
Holy
yeah,
crap.
I walked out of there saying I'm never having 2 teams again.
Yeah.
And the biggest reason is we lost our Boston match.
Mhm.
And I pick up the camera, I was streaming it, and
Yeah.
I walk over, and the NA team's playing Wobabobs. And I don't know if you guys knew anything about that match, but it was the reverse sweep from hell.
Oh, yeah.
And
I heard
we
about
started up 2-0. They came back. They were up 5-2 last map, and then ended up choking it. And obviously, Wobabobs won it all. So I got hit by the Boston game. I walk over there, I got hit by that.
Yeah, that's.
It's tough because obviously you want the best for your teams always, and when you see both of them, losing back to back, it's not great.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But if we add more people, it's something we can consider in the future. But the relationships we built there was worth the stress.
So all what it's
opinion.
about.
Right.
And the worst is when I said I would hate myself having to book 8 flights. That was solely because of the stress of booking a flight, an international flight.
Air Canada. Did you guys have to use that?
Yeah, but that was much easier than. Have you ever booked through the?
No.
Oh. You want to be on the phone for 8 hours on EU time?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Air Canada was horrendous.
Oh, this was
bitching about
Oh
that
my
one.
gosh!
It was
Every
bad.
single time, and then I misspelled Ant's name wrong, on one of them, and the guy charged me $270 to change a letter in his name. But when I misspelled Eric's name, I've done that twice. The other company just was like, message us 3 days before, we'll change it.
Mm-hmm.
But like this company just did that, so it's like it's stressful, and then you have to figure out what's going on with the league. Where's the venue?
How far are you gonna book an Airbnb?
Yeah,
or hotel?
Airbnb, hotel, and hotels are a arm and a leg. You basically have to sell
this
like
economy.
your car, refinance loans to stay in a hotel, and so it's not easy. I respect having 2 teams, but you went in it with the mindset that everyone should be organizations. It's the relationships, the players, the people.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, you not taking the chance, or you taking the chance on these players, this could be making a group of 4 kids, whatever age, 18 plus,
Right.
start maybe getting into the league or getting sponsors, or something, making a big name for themselves and changing their lives.
Yeah.
So it's about that as well.
And then the other biggest thing is, Rocker dropped Adam.
Yeah.
Got our ex, who has probably one of the highest pro points in terms of North America. And obviously he needed a team to go to that event to see where he was going to go next, if he's going to qualify for champs, things like that. I don't know if you guys know him on a personal level, but
Not well, but I hear
Class
amazing
act.
things about him.
Class act, great guy. And again, just going back to that is like we're doing this for the players.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When things like that happen and, they're good people and we have the opportunity to do that, we're going to do whatever we can to make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Toronto was. So,
Shout out Adam GodRx.
Yeah.
We'll see him
Gee.
tomorrow.
yeah.
He's frying this
God,
weekend.
I mean,
He
he's
looks
been
good.
I think when we had an issue with one of our players not being able to get in the U.S., like one of the people that tagged Haggy was Adam.
Really?
I believe so. If we went back on I think it was Adam.
I think
I
it
thought
was,
so. Like
yeah.
he was like trying to help. Like
This whole scennario was like Chris was coaching Decimate.
Yep.
And then he beat
said-
Decimate with you guys,
Yep.
right?
he said if he plays them, he said it's going to be a very difficult decision of what he does. But I believe it was if he played them in winners, he would not play against them. I believe but he wasn't 100% sure. But either way, we played him in losers, and I think he talked to the guys and he played them. Then there ended up being a restart, and obviously the rules were a full restart because it was like the score and stuff, and then we reverse swept Decimate, and Eric Boom stood up and said, "Ha ha, you lost to your own coach. You're shit, man."
That's still like one of my favorite videos.
How was Chris reacting to that?
Oh, he was so upset.
It was like
upset.
I think it was like immediately, let's go boys to us.
He
And
was
then it was
broken,
immediately
yeah.
like
Torn
like
between.
immediately like oh my like talking and being like you guys like yeah.
I'm
but
pretty sure like he like genuinely just he wanted to play 100%.
Right.
he loves the
but,
game.
Yeah, I mean beating your own team pretty much that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't do
including
that.
with a couple guys.
I
that
mean,
like,
he's playing with your squad, so I mean, it's
Yeah, they said that they think that they were 9th going into that, but I think there was like a weird
yeah,
I don't
it
even
was
know.
something weird.
weird
I
issue.
don't
I think it was
remember.
because Haggy didn't have PPS, so
Yeah,
I believe. But
but
Jazz, you look like you're
Jazz has some
you
questions.
look you look like you need to say something.
No, I'm good.
she's got the notepad.
I said, okay, I'm like, my thing is like, what do y'all see the future for like COD or like small esports orgs? Because like right now, I'm just like, I've seen so many orgs. Like as a person who does content for like the past like 5+ years,
Mm-hmm.
this is my. We're not gonna talk about the first org. This is my first org I ever joined, so I am very like picky about like seeing all these small orgs. Like they have a couple like 100 followers on like,
Right.
Twitter and stuff like that. What do you see like the future for these small orgs? Like, do you think they're gonna get bigger and like become like one of like the known esports teams or like orgs, or what do you think?
Are you talking more so like people just entering the space, or some that are kind of established, like
Like
Notorious
both,
and?
both. You can say whatever you.
That's a really tough question, and it just goes back to what we were talking about earlier: is what are their intentions?
Yeah.
How are they going about their business?
Mhm.
How much effort are they putting into it?
Mhm.
How much do they know? What's right, what's wrong? Trial and error process. Are they innovating, making changes? I mean, yeah, it depends who the personnel is behind that organization to get it done. But for new people entering it, it's a fun space. It's not the best for return on investment. It's tough.
True.
You have to know, going into Call of Duty specifically, challengers, that you have to do much more than just have a team. It's, you have to be doing the content. You have to be having different companies that might help your, esports organization and things of that nature. And I don't know if told you guys the other day, but Hex in like an episode, he's like, you gotta throw shit at a wall and see what sticks. And
Exactly.
that ironically stuck with me.
Mhm.
And that's kind of how we've been operating. It sounds simple, but you just have to keep trying things, and you have to keep changing your process and going from there. But hopefully that answers most of your question. I might have missed a part.
No, you're good.
I back that. What were you see? You mentioned return on investment. Yeah, like if you're going in for a monetary return on investment, you're probably
Good luck.
at least in the first. I mean, for example, the first year, if you're looking for that, then you're definitely not in the right area.
No.
But what are you looking for? A following, a group, a family, a idea, a path that could be some of the best return on investment. I think I've made a huge return on the people I've met, the family I've gained, and like I've said
Connections
this
you made.
earlier,
Yeah.
like some of my best friends in the space that I've met 6 months ago, that return on investment was pretty high.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree with that.
what are
There's
your intentions? Like you
much
said?
more value than monetary value in this.
Yeah.
So there's tons of things that could be going on. I do have a question for you guys in terms of like growth.
Yeah.
Are you planning to expand kind of outside of Call of Duty? Because we've been considering these things ourselves. Or are you kind of happy with what you got going on and trying to, be a little conservative with it and just stick with what you know? Or
It's a thought a lot, especially like I also it's weird because like you think of like other video games you want to watch.
yeah,
I really want to watch a Valorant team play,
really
like really bad.
expensive.
It's
Expensive.
very expensive.
I
Yes.
obviously like Halo is like a great esport, but like
Whole,
not a big
even
fan
worse return on investment
I'm just
and
not a-
support system.
I'm not even a fan of watching the game. I don't. I,
I love
like.
it.
I do. I think I do not like Halo
What about
at
League
all.
of Legends, like an Academy team?
To be honest,
For sure.
I don't think I've ever seen League of Legends one time in my life. I don't even know what it looks like.
League gets hype.
But
Yeah.
like Overwatch, I think I could watch. I don't like playing it because I'm not good at video games. So like, it's really like crazy. But like Valorant, like to see like people don't realize, like they always compare Valorant, CSGO. People don't realize how much goes into using each agent. Like I just watched some YouTube video of like some dude who plays Sage who like knows these walls that McLean was showing me, and it's like
It's grim, right? Yeah, we love
it's
grim.
like absurd, and like you want to go into a game obviously that you believe you can grow in and stuff.
Mind you, Riot picks like selective people.
Yeah.
So that's like what.
But their
kinda
challengers is really good. I hear. I heard their like
challengers
challengers
are
awesome.
good, but the sad thing is like if Matt, like let's say if one of those players you guys want to make a pro team, they're very very picky on who they get signed. Like a lot of teams were like they're like, why didn't everybody was shocked when they found out like a team got signed like that, and they're like, why didn't this team? But they're like, that's like the only thing about like certain games that are owned by certain companies.
Yeah.
They're like picky about who can play or not.
I can't answer that. Like, you know, you wake up and like one day you're like, I really want to get another team. Like I want to expand. But then the other time you think Call of Duty just recently franchised. Yeah, granted, so did Valorant. But like Call of Duty's already through the cycle of learning, possibly, hopefully, of the do's and don'ts of franchising. So maybe sometimes I think like I just want to be a Call of Duty organization for a while, or maybe you collaborate to make, you know, a off-brand or a, like even kind of like the ESG rocker. Maybe do you do like something like that in another game where like it doesn't have to be a franchise spot, but like you think of like those things, but it's just so.
What about a female COD? Because as a female, the female COD like scene has been growing a lot. I won't say the FPC personally, but the Alley Cat like thing. You know how some like they bought the like, was it TST and
TST?
And
Yeah, they have
Tsunami.
Activision approval for them. Yeah.
Would you guys consider ever doing that, or doing the FPC and making your all like picking up a team from there? Because I know the female. I feel like as we see challengers, we have Kels and the Tasia T. They've been playing and stuff like that, and like there's some other I think Anarchy, Abby Anarchy, and all those people. They were able to, but there's not. I wish there was more female representation, more females. I can English. I'm sorry, guys. In the challengers, but I was thinking, would you guys consider, you know, have a challengers, but also have a female league as well?
It's something we thought about for sure. I don't know what path we want to go, obviously, with the off-season coming around. And us being 3 months into it, we're going back to the drawing board to see what's next.
Same.
So it's on the list for sure. I don't know if we want to expand into a different game first, because we are a skeleton crew. We do this part-time. You know, money's not the only constraint. Time is as well. So it just really depends what is available or what's going on at that time. But, you know, definitely out for consideration.
Yeah, we've talked obviously about that when after Toronto Tsunami became a thing. Like, I obviously even working like talking with just informal talk with like one of our sponsors. They were just like asking us about, because obviously like one of our content creators also plays in the WXC, and like they've like asked about like that, and I was like, it's, you know, the female scene is starting to, you know, grow and stuff, and being able, like, if we can, like, I would say my answer, if we can financially and time-wise support a women's team at the best of our ability, I would love to. 100% yes. It, like you said, after this season,
hit the chalk.
We didn't plan to have a challengers team this year.
Yeah, neither did we.
I plan to graduate and go be a project manager at a software company.
Yeah. There you go.
And now I'm, you know, sitting at Call of Duty Champs doing a podcast with another organization. So you don't expect these things, but I want to. I love watching the WXC. Obviously, like, you know, Kels is in it. Kels is playing, so we're all watching sport, and it's very entertaining. The production's phenomenal for it. And yeah, I think that, you know, especially women's esports are going to be growing and getting larger, and if that can...
It's kind of crazy, because, like, a year ago, I went the first ever COD event. Like, I watched COD online. Like, I played it, I watched it, and then my first was the Kickoff Classic of Vanguard. And after that, I was like, I just watched it. I didn't want to... But then the moment that I got back into it, and now I'm about to, like, dream, like, be on main stage, taking pictures, and, like, being with a team, and, like, a team that, you know, makes me feel like home and family. That's, like, probably, like, the biggest accomplishment I've made so far. And I just want to say that. I think that's one thing about creators is that when it comes to, like, all the team and stuff like that, we love supporting the achievements that we make.
Yeah.
Like that. And having the people to back us up and show that love is like, that's why I think a lot of creators are like looking for orgs that show that type of thing, because that's not really shown a lot in creators.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not creators, orgs. Sorry, English is hard.
That's fair. I met you guys have like 7 people, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Seven owners.
Seven owners.
7 owners.
It's like best friends, just a bunch of like idiots.
Yeah, you got a crew.
Yeah,
I'm
we
jealous.
Yeah, we had like
People are asking if you guys are
like
players.
look at him. That's an owner like with a headset on doing
Love
this to
that.
me. Like it's
Yeah.
I think some people are like, some person came up to me, they're like, are those like sub
subs.
players?
We thought we were all
I'm
subs.
like,
I didn't know what you guys were in Texas.
you would just run around.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
And
Yeah.
We're like young heads. Like
Yeah, we're
you know,
not like
everybody's
we
like,
said that.
oh, look at these kid like fans
Right.
or something. Like yeah.
Are you guys all in your 20s then?
Yeah,
I'm
like,
the oldest at 25.
freshly, and not even like
Oh, really?
mentally,
Yeah.
we're not even in our 20s yet.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
like
still
the
a
issue.
child at heart. It still sucks.
And yeah, and like T was saying, like this, like we signed T right before Texas. Like you were like, yeah, I'm from Texas. I'm going to land. We signed you what, like February, right? Was your
It was like the end of February.
like
was like
mid-February-ish, 3 weeks
like
till Texas?
February.
Like early February, and like I've now been with we've in person. T's been with us like twice, total of like 6 days. But you feel like you just feel like it's like a family, like legitimately. Like, you don't think of like, oh, it's where there's T, our content creator, like kind of a stranger. You're just like
It's the one who-
it's like you just it's like
I'm
your
the coach.
yeah.
it's like your brother or sisters and family. It's just
Right.
you don't like. It's strange, but
I'm like the little sister that everybody's like, is Jasmine okay?
yeah.
I'm
love
there
that.
crying, stressing out, running around everywhere. Like I had to like sprint. I went around to get a not Monster. I got 3, and I got a call like, I don't know. No, I was just running to get to the
Yeah.
because they're about to play again to Will Bob's.
The guy was about to take a picture for the one time, and I called you and was like, the guy was like, I don't even know who it was. He was just trying to take a picture of us. And so, like me, like I was like, all right, everyone just act like idiots, so he like can't control us to like take the picture and walk away until T gets here. So like everyone just started being super dysfunctional, and like just to get her back to be able to take a picture.
I love
Right
that.
when she got back, it was like,
Yeah, take a
It was-
picture.
we
He's
were all
gone.
ready to take the picture.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about, and we see that doing that with you guys, right?
My favorite thing is, do y'all think that creators are the face of the brand? That's my thing. I did high school esports. I've been in college esports. I've been amateur. One thing I learned in my college is like the creators are the face of the brand. Because I'm gonna say this: when you have like let's say you're in some of them don't want to be on camera. Some of them don't want to be on content. Like one of
Right.
the players. Do you believe that creators are the face of the brand? They're the one who bring those loyal fans in to show that support, but also bring those fans to show the love to the players as well.
Question for you: are you considering like players as content creators as well? Because I kind of
Yes.
do.
I mean, I do too, but
Marketable personalities.
Yeah.
their personalities as well. But I'm saying like mainly as like their players. But they're also, I mean, I understand they do stream on the side and whatever. But let's say we're in season right now. A lot of them will stream like whenever they're breaking.
Right.
But like, would you consider those content creators as the face? Like, let's say you brought a team in, you have your creators there too. They're mainly the ones doing the talking instead of because the players are locked in. Like, would you consider the creators the face of the brand?
It's a difficult question to answer, and mostly because we're just now getting into signing content creators, and this is really we're in the trial and error process of what are we doing right and what are we doing wrong.
The reason why I asked that because rosters change. Roster mania happens.
They do.
And that's why I consider when you have creators who are faced because they're signed for whatever long their contract is. And like having those, that's what I personally think is like the creators are the face of the brand. They're the one who help that. Obviously, rosters change all the time.
Right.
That's my personal opinion. But what are your y'all's thoughts?
I can't be on camera entertaining people. You guys saw that
We
trying
know.
to do my
We know.
introduction yesterday.
Yeah, that's why I jumped.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here to meet others, work with other organizations, work with sponsors, make sure you have a support team, a streaming team of people that I believe fit with you guys, right? Because it's not just adding a creator to Team Notorious; it's adding a creator into your guys' pack, right?
Yeah.
I'm just there to organize and be
Support
your
us where you
friend.
Can, like,
and
yeah, support us where we need to be supported. Like,
I don't stream. I really don't like to be in content. I like podcasts because I can't really see the camera because of the bright light.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I obviously just talking to people. But yes, I do. I think they're the face. And you have kind of like the backbone, obviously, of you have your backbone of your ownership team and your videographers, your social media people, and then you kind of have your initiators, to put in Valorant terms. You have your Call of Duty team. They're kind of like that for us, that was our entrance to like
the COD scene.
An entrance to like you break a barrier of a scene, and then you meet people like in the Call of Duty space. So, like the COD team was our initiators, and obviously we have our backbone working things, and have the creators as the face. But it's it's still one oil.
I don't think you should have me as the face because I'll start like you've seen my streams.
Yeah, but no one wants to watch someone be very
agree.
serious and professional on a stream, right?
I think the best way to put
Sounds
it
like Bob Ross.
is, like I'm not disagreeing or anything like this, but I think the best way to put it is, good organization has content as not even just the creators or anything, but just content that can really push it over the top, right?
Yeah.
So, for instance, right, of course, Scumpy, world-renowned Call of Duty player, first off, and content creator. But, say, watch party-wise, right? What if he never started the watch party-wise? Like, how big would the CDL be pushing Scumpy to do that? It was kind of his thing where it was like, oh, yeah, I'll do a watch party, and it became this like massive deal for him because he doesn't really do much other things anymore, like compared to how he used to stream all the time, and that was pretty much for Hex doing that. Pretty much, hey, you're not gonna play Call of Duty the rest of your lives professionally. Might as well do the content,
Right.
and it will boost your whole entire atmosphere of like Optic and himself. And I think it's like where you kind of like gotta bring it in where it's like the content just in general helps everything out. The creator, of course, making the content is great, but it's like
Yeah, I think you're saying it's a collective effort.
it's like a
Yeah.
collective
And
effort.
but obviously, going to your point, content creators are a definitely crucial element. It adds to the content of the organization in general. You guys are around and I guess more involved on things than some of the rosters are, and like you were saying, some players like content, some don't. So it might be a case by case basis, but I definitely agree with you if you're saying that.
Because I've like, let's say you have all like Optic. I mean, they're like, but the thing is, you also have the creators as well,
Right.
who are there, and the roster changes, sometimes and stuff like that. But like you'll always know like, oh, that's that creator. Oh my God, they have this team,
Right.
and then they'll go to the team and stuff like that. Do you have any questions for us as people who make content and help creators and stuff like that? Like, what do you have? Like, what are you advice do you? Oh my God, questions do you have for us? Like, how do I, get creators? Like, what should I be looking for? Like all that stuff.
Yeah, I guess our biggest thing is, like I said again, just getting into it. We're trying to figure out what most of the content creators' expectations are, because if we don't see it as we can benefit them as well, we just don't want to do it. So I guess if you can speak a little bit on what people are looking for.
It all depends on why. My biggest thing is always ask them, why do you stream? What do you do it for? Because a lot of people, they do it because the money. They're like, let's, for example, Kick was planning to offer like 16 an hour to certain streamers, and like they have the 95/5 like split with their revenue and stuff like that. A lot of creators are like, I stream it for the money, so how much are you gonna pay me to stream for your org or whatever? Then there's a lot of creators who are like, I do this because I love to make people happy. I like making content. I love building a community and stuff like that. It doesn't matter what side you pick and stuff like that, but a lot of creators, for me personally, and what I've seen from a lot is like, I want to find an org that supports me. I don't care about the money. as long as I can help we both benefit growing as me as a creator, them as an org, and sponsorships is one thing. Because a lot of people want to have decent sponsorships that will both, again, benefit both parties.
Yeah, that's good to know.
And merch, of course.
We don't have any sponsorship.
That's another thing I realized, because there's a lot of energy drink companies, love you Cosmic Dust, out there, and who are they're kind of sketchy sometimes. You don't know what's in them, and they'll be trying to sign with you'll see Glitch. Is it Glitch powder?
Yeah, Glitch is a big name.
People have reached out to us, and I'm not rushing into it because we just don't need to. Yeah. And until I have the time to actually sit down and learn more about the brand and how we're going to benefit each other, I just don't see value in it just quite yet. Because, there are organizations that go around and get 10 affiliations and things like that. I don't see any value.
I don't do affiliations.
Sponsorships might make you look more credible, but I want to make sure we're, creating the correct relationships, not just a relationship.
Yeah, because that's one thing. I know, for example, this is my questions, are you, content creators, are you planning to pay your content creators right now, or is it something in the future? Because I know that's, for me personally, I don't do it for the money. Mm-hmm. I do it because I love what I do. I'm showing people my goofy fun side. I'm not good at video games. I play for fun. I'm here to be a role model to those around me.
Sure. Yeah, so quick answer is no, and it's not because we don't want to. It's just simply because we need to see the vision first, and that's why, what I spoke to earlier is we're bringing on people that are slowly growing themselves. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And even though we can't offer anything financially, we can offer resources. Yeah. We can offer, things we've learned in the past, experience, things like that. How can we help you grow yourself? All we ask for in return is mutual respect. If we're putting in effort, you need to put the effort back.
Yeah. And that's a sad thing that I've noticed is a lot of people sign to things and they don't put the effort. They're oh, I'm just part of this org, and I'll listen whenever I feel like. That's one thing that I think they don't a lot of them, they'll sign you without signing a contract or anything like that.
Right.
And for me, it's I try to help creators, small creators and stuff like that. I look for those who are very passionate, who are working their butts off, and I'm there to be hey, here are some tips and resources that I'm going to offer you so you can become the successful streamer or content creator that you can be. Because I love seeing people be successful. It's
very satisfying.
Yeah, it's really, it makes me feel happy. I'm I help that person to be where they're at. I'm not it's oh, I don't want them to be oh, thank you, blah, blah, blah. Right. I'm just I'm honored to be part of their journey.
Yeah, and just speaking about the contracts thing, some of these content creators, they're younger, they don't know business, they don't know contracts, so that's another thing we're offering is if you have sponsorships reaching out to you, let us help you with negotiation. Let's make sure you're getting a good deal. Don't just jump into something, make sure it's the right move. So
that's our big thing is especially what if you're working on the organization, a sponsor that would come with benefits for all of the creators, and if you just have them going off and doing things and signing things, it could end up hurting you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, so you want to make sure you're there for support. Goldie, anything? Austin, Jazz, anything else?
No.
You guys better win tomorrow. That's all I got to say.
We're praying.
EU's last hope, baby.
Yeah.
Well, there's players in Ultras team.
It's definitely
we did win the last event. We won Ultra won as well, and we came out of Lunar.
Oh yeah,
winners.
That's awesome.
If that happens again, it's because I was there. I'm just gonna say that.
It's gonna be a tough match. I feel it.
Yeah. Both great teams. Good. No matter what, I am happy to be there, to get to be on main stage.
Yeah.
Chilt, second time we're in the same venue together. He's on main stage.
Yeah, we'll be there supporting. So
sure.
Got your back there.
Yeah. We appreciate that. Let's
and we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Your time out to come
appreciate you bringing me on.
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll do more. We got an off season of things.
Yeah.
We should probably at some point sit down while we're both thinking and structuring and say, hey, we're thinking about doing this. What about you? Is this stupid? Because we're both thinking it.
Yeah.
No, I think that's the fun thing when you guys, all the owners, are talking to each other and you guys bounce off ideas.
Right.
It's like that's the best thing. Because I know I've noticed like this is like probably like the very very small things like they'll have like random beef with like owners and stuff like that. You guys are supposed to be like networking out. Because if you don't network out with other like orgs and stuff like that and build that strong like connection and relationship,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see any of
You
those
want to
ones.
do that,
Yeah,
right?
but
We could be enemies and still.
Yeah,
Right.
like yeah.
Oh
my
we
God.
can be enemies when we're playing,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, we should be able to like maybe like throw a couple jabs in the middle of the game, and
I agree.
at the end of the day, go out and
Gamble. I mean, have fun. I mean, drinking. Yeah. What? Sorry,
yeah, but I mean, even for example, right before we were going in, like teams are scrumming. Me and Austin are running around trying to find Red Bulls in the venue.
Yeah.
Like we're about to be enemies for the next couple of days. Like and we're
those Red
we're
Bulls
literally
were important.
we're running around trying to
Right.
find. We're like, dude, we got to do this.
We all have the same goal.
Yeah,
I mean, it
it's-
comes to that. So
and if you're not
In
working with them,
competition, that's the best thing about competition, right?
Yep.
You have people that are competitors, and you want to win. You don't want to lose.
Yeah.
Your team wants to win. Our team wants to win.
Right.
But at the end of the day, that's the beauty of it. Is there's not going to be always a winner.
we can't all win.
Yeah.
all the
You're gonna lose.
Unfortunately.
We
Yeah,
could.
unfortunately. But that's the thing. It's like we also can make friendships through that.
yeah,
And,
100%.
Experiences.
yeah.
I'm sure you got a couple good pictures and moments in this event.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what's your return on investment? That's what we're
Yeah,
gonna leave you
return
at
on
today.
investment, man.
What is for new org owners? What is your return on investment? But obviously, this probably going to be wrapping it up. Make sure you go check out all the Detroit Deviance. The social going to be down below. I know the Twitter's at Detroit Deviance. Not sure if you have an Instagram or anything like that, but we'll link that all. Anyone else you want to shout out?
Not at the moment.
No.
Besides Dylan, I already shot him out.
Yeah, we
but-
shout out Dylan. Shout
out the
obviously.
team.
Wait,
Jo-
actually, I do one more shout out. Coaches and analysts don't always get the most love. So,
Yeah.
Cohen, Mosen, really appreciate what you did for us this year. And best of luck to you guys next year as well.
Yeah.
Shout out
Absolutely.
to all the team as well. Like they've
Yeah.
worked their
Yeah.
asses
Sure.
off to get where they
They
are.
did.
Great
Love
group
them.
of kids.
Yep.
So we
Yeah.
wish all of
We do
them
like them
Yeah.
a lot. We do.
nothing but the best of luck.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just called them kids. Chilt is older than me. Just kidding. He's 18. But yeah, so we're gonna wrap this up here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you have anything like cool to say before we close it out?
Cold?
Cool.
Cool.
Oh, I think it's cold. I thought, what, you want me to bully on the podcast? I can be Kels again right now.
Yeah, do it.
No, don't bully me. We'll end this here.
Yeah.
Bye.